Okay, well, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us. I am Yori Folari. Well, we're still trying to get used to the initials. I think it's Coalition for Nigeria. It's not a political party, it's a movement. Coalition for Nigeria movement. And former President Obasanjo was inaugurated into the movement yesterday. This is after the whole body had been launched in Abeokuta. President Obasanjo now speaking at the NUJ Secretariat in the Okelewo part of Abeokuta has been explaining aspects of it. But so what is this all about? We all know about the 13-page letter, but I'll just take one paragraph out of what President Obasanjo said, which would seem to encapsulate the whole idea. If what we have tried in the past has not taken us to the promised land, we have to try something else. And something else is this grassroots popular movement built from the bottom up. It is to lead us, I hope and pray, to the promised land. My guest this morning is Chief Dr. Fasi Yusuf. Thank you very much for coming on. Starting off with that quote, it should just answer all questions. This grassroots popular movement built from the bottom up, President Obasanjo prays and hopes that will indeed lead us to the promised land. So that should answer all your questions, Fasi.
Yes. We are living in interesting times. And I wish what the former president said, the other statesman said, was true, then I'd be a very happy man.
Oh, but it has to be true. He's a president.
No,
he's a former president.
The point is, when you're talking about...
He said it's not bad belly.
Excuse me, yes. I'm not talking about the rhetorics and all the rest. You know. I'm talking about, it's a bottom up. You see, have you seen CNM in any word? Or the Federation.
Well, it's early days yet.
You said it doesn't be from bottom up. Who are the people there? The people there, the people that I can see there are former governor of Cross River State, former military governor of Lagos State and Osun State, my good brother, Prince Oyelola, and all the rest.
Yes.
And to me, what we see now is something top down.
Okay, I got something else for you from former President Obasanjo from Abeokuta yesterday.
Stop down.
Wait a minute. He says the youth and women would be carried along. They must be part and parcel of governance in this country. End of quote.
Well, that's another strange thing to me, because every state government, federal government, they have a Minister of Youth and Sports. At a state level, they have youth and this or whatever. I remember I was commissioner for youth also among my portfolio.
Back in the day.
So if we are hearing that again, are we saying we were not doing anything in the past? And, well, according to the former president, what if what we're doing was not leading us to anywhere?
Yes.
We must start afresh.
We must start afresh.
And it must be
grassroots.
Grassroots.
From the bottom up.
Well, I want to see, and I pray I live to see such an event happening during my own time.
Well, because no doubt the former President Obasanjo has been reading the press, listening to radio, watching TV.
Has he not watched TV before?
Well, the reaction to his Coalition for Nigeria, CNM, yes. He's been seeing the reaction to it, and maybe that's what has, given rise to face. And while he was at it, he threw in another one, as you know. President Buhari ignored federal character in security chiefs' appointments, and he has said that he's disappointed with the National Assembly, in fact, with perhaps the whole polity, for allowing that to happen.
Majority of Nigerians are disappointed. So he's just stating the obvious.
Yes. But at least he's being the arrowhead, well, at least that's what he must think, that look, if the arrowhead, or if it wasn't a sharp enough message, let me just say it, as really, one president to another, yes. That you breached the Constitution.
Yes, it's just that it's the big man's story that is speaking. People like you and I may not be hard.
That's right.
But
that's
when Obasanjo speaks, it shakes the whole country and the whole world listens. But the point to be made is that these are realities on ground, and these are things we've been witnessing for some years now. And it is rather unfortunate that our leaders do not go by what they say and do not act according to the constitution of this country. And again, the manifestos are not adhered to, and therefore nothing seems to affect them. Nothing seems to really shake them. Because if we believe in the doctrine of separation of power, the National Assembly should have challenged it, right? Because it's an impeachable offense.
Indeed it is.
But nobody seems to be saying anything. And you see, in this country, parochialism, ethnicity are hindrance to national development, and even to our political evolution and development, because we are not making progress in this country politically. Although people will say that democracy is slow, but at the same time, for how long will the journey take? And we're not making progress. And we believe that once my man is there, everything must come to our side.
Indeed.
To the neglect of other areas.
And that goes on because of this. Well, they say we lack leadership, selfless leadership, somebody to come on and really do the kind of thing you're talking about. Since the person who is going to come on was going to have to come from some place in the country, but at the same time, not really be a narrow leader. He really must be fair across the board. That's the ideal. That's what we've taken for granted or assumed. And then politically, we carry on as if that is indeed what is happening. But now and again, you hear that the president is the father of the nation, and so he needs to, be even-handed. He needs to do this. Obasanjo says, look, if there are people of like minds, people who share the views and aims and objectives of the Coalition for Nigeria movement, who want to join the movement, we will not object, we will welcome them. But it's still not a political party. So this goes back to your initial confusion.
So how do they translate the ideas of this movement into activities, programs that can benefit the whole nation, the whole country, if it's not a political party? Yes. It would just be, to me, it would just be mere rhetorics.
Well, maybe when you said if it's not a political party, maybe you should add one more word to it, yet. Because clearly Obasanjo, he considered the possibility and said that should it come to that, then this will happen.
Yes. So what has he achieved then? Because he cannot afford to be apolitical. He cannot afford to be apolitical. What is the essence of having a movement that cannot actually go into governance, to translate its programs, its vision into reality? To me, as I said, it will amount to mere rhetorics, and that perhaps another jamboree.
Okay.
What is the mission? What is the vision? Well, the vision is to see a better Nigeria.
Yes, the promised land, so-called.
Then how do you actualize it? How do you mobilize people? And how do you get, are you going to have people from different political parties belonging to this movement and yet of different political parties, or what?
Well, that's going to be a bit like when Afenifere said that we're not a political organization, and so because of that, there could be Afenifere in PDP, there could be a penny in WZY, there could be Afenifere everywhere. It might just be, although when people say that, people say, yeah, I understand you, knowing fully, assuming fully, of course, that, look, you tend to find Afenifere only one particular set of party. Now, this thing that's coming up now, Obasanjo is saying that, look, you people that are asking these questions, what we've done in the past up till now has not taken us to where we need to be. And so we have to try something else. And that's what this movement is all about. If there are like-minded people out there, come and make sure you don't leave out the women, you don't leave out the children.
But
youth, sorry. Women and youths.
But excuse me, you see, I'm getting more and more confused about this CNM. You see, we may talk about political reengineering. We may talk about re-strategizing. We may talk about reawakening our consciousness to nationhood. Without a political party, you cannot access power in this country. I mean, as per the current structure. So if we don't have a political party, or CNM is not gravitating towards becoming a political party, it's going to be difficult for CNM to actualize any vision or any mission of his. The situation we have in this country is that all political parties make use of elders, youths, miscreants, responsible people, irresponsible people, and not the rest. But what is lacking? The content of each political party in this country.
Yes.
You see, it lacks content. Every political party lacks content in this country. And therefore, we cannot really pin them down to anything. And I bet you, some of our leaders don't even know the manifestos of their political parties.
Well, maybe that's where former President Obasanjo intends to make a difference. First of all, the presidential library in Abeku there is going to be, I imagine, a huge resource.
It is elitist.
Well,
it is elitist.
It is elitist, yeah, possibly, but like institutions like Harvard, like Oxford, like Cambridge, you know, these also are elitist. Let's face it. There's a sense in which you can say
you are talking about.
I'm just saying that the research, the materials available, I'm guessing.
Those are intellectual arena.
Well, President Obasanjo also feels that he's an intellectual and that that presidential library is something of an intellectual center as well. Let it be known. You know this, Fassi.
I've been there. I've made use of the place for my intellectual pursuits. But the point I'm saying is that how many people can access that place? Is that what we need now as a people? Then the typical one from Ibogun, is that what he needs? Or that man in Tongeji Island of Ogun State, is that what that man needs now? We're talking about good governance. Presidential library has nothing to do with it. We keep records, yes. We need to know, I mean, we need to have archives and all the rest, a place where we can research and all the rest. But I'm talking about good governance, giving the dividends, what they call in parentheses, dividends of democracy. But then, I don't believe in that concept, but then that's what they say in Nigeria, dividends of democracy, because even without democracy, we have water, we have education and all the rest. Yeah. It was the military that gave us free education. It was the military that was paying people to go to school in this country. Those people who had grade 2 teacher qualifications, NC those days, they were sent by the military government to go to school, and they were paid. Those who were pursuing nursing programs those days were paid. So if we're talking about dividend of democracy, as many of these things are lacking, then perhaps we should re-examine the concept of dividends of democracy.
Okay. Okay, just before I go to Joshua and Bida, when we say we're confused a bit, for the avoidance of doubt,
yes,
the movement is not a third force, according to former President Obasanjo. Well, this is a new message. To answer your quote from Obasanjo, this is a new message in town, the new dance in town, the ceremony in town, and I will appeal to you to join this ceremony and dance in town. I can see you shaking your head. Joshua, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Yori.
Thank you for calling in.
And good morning to
Dr. Fassi.
Dr. Fassi Yusuf.
Thank you very much.
Uncle Yori, I will start this way. You will discover that Obasanjo is a very good dramatist. He's somebody who likes a lot of joke, and we want to continue to emphasize that.
Sorry. If you had said Professor Shoyinka is a dramatist, I will accept that one. Former President Obasanjo is a statesman.
Uncle Yori, he's entitled to his opinion. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression.
Religious, So, sir, there is something I want to say, sir.
Sure.
There is nothing we need in this very country. What we need is good governance. People that will take us to that promised land. It's not one movement or the other. Uncle Yori, let me ask you this very simple question. will you or will somebody use an old cloth to patch a new cloth? Look at all the people you have been listed in all your past program. The past governor of Osun State,
yes.
The past governor of Cross River State, Obasanjo himself. These are old clothes. Let them go and retire, and let us, as the youth of this very nation, choose the path we want to really go. Let them leave us alone. If they have used their own time, let 2019, we as the youth of this very nation, we choose our path. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much for calling in, Joshua. Interestingly, that President Obasanjo chooses to refer to it as a new message in town, a new dance in town, the ceremony in town, and I will appeal to you to join the ceremony and dance in town.
You see, honestly speaking,
it's not a fad. These are fads.
No, Uncle Yori. Honestly,
how can you be calling me Uncle Yori?
That is your name.
On air.
When we're off air, you are my friend, you are Yori, you are my colleague.
Hey, I'm serious. Okay, sorry for interrupting.
Yes, you see, honestly speaking, I don't know. You see, this CNM is suffering from the paralysis that affected previous movements in this country.
Is going to suffer or is suffering?
It's suffering.
Already?
Yes.
It's just been launched.
Launched. Where is the manifesto? Where is the strategic document? Have you seen any paper telling us
Not yet.
What the CNM is all about?
Not yet.
So if you are now saying it's going to be this, it's going to be that, we need to be convinced who are the brains behind this movement? What is their strategic objective? And what is the tactical things they want to do in the short term? And in the on long-term basis, what do they intend to do? We're not seeing any documents.
Now they want to fix this country.
Excuse me.
They want to fix the country.
Let me puncture what they are doing.
Sure.
Now, General Chief Dr. Balogun Obasanjo was inaugurated into it, and yet claiming ownership. So
yes.
So who started that movement? Was it General Prince Olagunse Oyinlola or Donald Duke? Or were they just brought in as spokesmen of the movement?
I think it's an Obasanjo initiative. And now
no, if it was Obasanjo initiative, then why was he inaugurated into it?
Well, everybody has to be inaugurated into it. Well, maybe he's playing by the rules because the man is complaining about some breaching of some rules. For instance, federal character being, the constitution being flouted by the former president. So he's probably looking to...
Excuse me, I think we need to put on our thinking cap.
Okay, I'm going to come back because Biodun in the UK has been holding on for a while.
Okay.
Good morning, Biodun. Sorry for holding you up.
Good morning, sir. Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you for calling in. Please go ahead.
Good morning.
Good morning. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
I greet my respected former commissioner in Ogun State. How are you doing, sir? I think to me, former President Obasanjo needs to be highly commended for coming out boldly and to be able to checkmate. We need more of this in Nigeria. And we should try as much as possible to encourage. When we don't have people playing such a role that former President Obasanjo is playing, that's why I'm always disappointed by former head of state go on. They are not talking. They just leave Nigeria into the hands of misrule, the mishandling of people, of Nigerians. At this time, I want to just give you an insight of my little understanding of this coalition movement. I think former President Obasanjo has made it clear that it's just identifying with this coalition, not about a membership, being a member. And if they are not...
No. Biodun, no. But President Obasanjo is a full-fledged member of... In fact, it's his whole idea.
Yes.
Are you a member? Are you a member?
Anybody
He's trying to dissociate Obasanjo
No, you
from
are
the
speaking
movement.
authoritatively.
It's my authoritative guess.
Were you there when?
I've finished it by saying it's my authoritative guess. I don't have to be there to guess. Sorry for interrupting you, Biodun. Oh dear, Biodun, did I lose you?
Yeah, because the spanner you threw into it caused that problem.
But what he was saying is that he commends Obasanjo and that we need more of this.
Agreed.
And
Agreed.
He will be the first. He will be among the first to admit that this is nothing new. It's not what you haven't been saying before.
You remember on this program, was it last week, that I said, look, we may just decide to ignore the messenger. But let us relate with the message. Yes, the message was timely, great, audacious, nationalistic, and patriotic.
Okay. So what's the problem?
The problem is guilty of complicity.
In the problem he's trying to solve.
Yes, because he was there twice. This country gave him the opportunity to superintend over his affairs. And we are historians. We can chronicle what happened in those periods. First, he came on board against his personal wish and desire. The second time, he was brought out from prison to assume leadership of this country.
Against his personal wish and desire?
Yes, yeah. And he had the opportunity to restructure this country. He never restructured this country. Now it's not clamoring. When he had the opportunity for 8 years, and that was the beginning of the new dawn of democracy in this country, when things could have been done. And that was when the heat was on, and they would have listened.
Okay.
Now people are stabilizing. They've reached a cruising altitude, and they've stabilized, and people are no longer listening. Remember, the immediate past president inaugurated a conference. They brought a lot of ideas. He said he was going to implement. He was trying to be the politician that he is. He did not do anything. He said if he comes back, he will do it. He never came back. Now this government now, going towards the second term, they say now they will restructure.
Okay.
Why are our politicians deceiving us in this country?
Well, the point that that was made by Biodun in the UK, that Obasanjo is just an affiliated...
It's immaterial. It's immaterial.
It's immaterial.
But the important thing is that it's involved.
Okay. Divine, sorry for holding you on. Please go ahead now.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Chief Professor Onkuyori.
We have only one doctor here, and it is Fasi Yusuf.
Good morning, Chief Professor Onkuyori.
You see? claim them.
Number one, I want to contribute to the matter at hand.
Sure.
And I want to tell you that I'm trying to accuse you on one thing, Onkuyori.
Okay.
In this your program, you have not invited any woman to come up and speak. And that is just one point I've noted.
Okay, noted as well.
Yes.
But thank God for women that call in. But your point is noted, and there's no getting around it. Okay. It's just that women, for whatever reason, I can't explain it, are not as chanced as the men.
Maybe are not gender sensitive.
We are very, very gender sensitive. Very, very gender. But I take full note of the point you make, Divine. Thank you.
The issue of correlation of the former president.
Sure.
I disagree with him. There are some hidden truth agenda in that movement.
Okay.
And I want to say that in the letter he wrote, I was very happy about the letter. But the issue of the correlation of, if they are not forming any political party, is irrelevant to this country. So, but the issue is that I support Obasanjo in what he wrote. But I don't support this issue of correlation of bringing people. Where are those people?
Well, but Divine, the latest that has been said is that what we have been trying before has not done the job. And so this new dance in town is what the president wants people to start to do. Yes, sir.
I will refer you to the message. Yes, I will refer you to...
I will refer you to the message of this the Anglican Diocese of Enugu preach on this message about Kweme. You should go back and listen to that message.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
So that these are our old men that are up to 70 years, they should retire and let the new age take over.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, yeah, again, it's his right, divine's right, and many people might feel that way, but then, you know, the Constitution, Obasanjo has every right that every younger man has as well, and in fact, Obasanjo and people of his, generation could easily accuse those who are saying what Divine has just said of ageism. It's another form of discrimination, but just by the side. That it will become a political party and indeed present people to the electorate for consideration has always been in Obasanjo's mind from day one. He's a politician, perhaps even something of a diplomat as well, and so he knows how to phrase these things. So again, my guess, before you ask me whether I was there with him planning it, my guess is that Obasanjo hopes this will indeed become a political party. But at that stage, I will step aside and then let it continue. So he has therefore brought another political party to fruition. And so he will still want to be relevant for as long as it takes. I don't know that there's anything wrong with that, apart from the fact that I wonder how the President Muhammadu Buhari administration is taking all of this.
Well, to me, it's a challenge to the present administration in this country.
Let me interrupt you. I beg your pardon for Madam Josephine.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank God we're having a woman.
Thank God. Thank God. Good morning. Good morning, Madam Josephine.
Good morning, Uncle Yuri.
Thank you for calling in.
And Dr. Paside, your guest.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes, this Obasanjo coalition issue.
Is it a new dance?
I told you that we will, like I said before, that anybody coming from Obasanjo, we will not take it again. Because Obasanjo always want to spread. He just want to be relevant always. And as a Nigerian, we know where the problem is coming from, which is we are all standing on a faulty foundation. Until they get that foundation right, if you like, you bring angel. This country, the person cannot rule it. Because the constitution itself is corrupt. It's only favoring some parts of people. We need to get our own constitution that will set the country into the right path. We should stop saying this coalition, that coalition. That is the same way when PDP is getting it wrong, APC form a coalition, and people yarn into their change agenda. But what are we having now? We are still having the same problem. Why don't we think otherwise? Not this Obasanjo coalition calling people to come and join. We as in Nigeria, what we need is to restructure this country first of all. All this one we are talking about will not solve the issue. If you like to bring it, they can't solve it. First of all, the thing we will do as in Nigeria, is that constitution working for? We should ask ourselves. Uncle Yori, is it working for me? Is it working for Yorubama? Is it working for Ausama? Is it working for Domama? Nobody. It's not working for us.
Okay.
Then we are still talking about coalition. We are not coaliting anything. They should restructure. From there, we will get it right.
All right.
Then we need a leader, a selfless leader. We don't need a tribalistic leader that will be putting all these people into different one position. You are telling me that Buhari has integrity. I'm angry with that statement. They should not say it. If you have integrity, you will make sure that everybody is equal. Nobody is more intelligent than the other people. Everybody is equal. You take everybody from all over the country and bring them to governance. Everybody should bring their own idea, not only one person. Mm-hmm. So when we change the constitution first, we reform the country, then we have good leaders.
All right,
and all these old people, they should give, but they don't have the new ideas. They don't have it. We don't need them anymore. They should retire and go. Obasanjo should retire and go. Buhari, whatever they call them, they should go. Give fresh ideas. People that have fresh ideas, we have them.
All right.
And we are going to support those people, not our Obasanjo people. Thank you for your
Thank you very much for your time, Madam Josephine.
Explosive.
Very. And she's going back to foundational issues.
Yes.
See, we see,
I've said it here
Yes.
on this program.
This
The
constitution
is a fraudulent
is not
document.
our
It's
constitution.
a fraudulent document. And I told
We
you,
understand that.
And I told you how it happened.
but there are those who
But
say,
the-
sir,
but the-
we know like it
Do you know that
happened.
the
But there are
president,
those
President
who are
Obasanjo
saying
did
that,
not see the constitution before he was sworn into office as president?
but there are those that say that in spite of that, if we wanted to be sincere and if we were to obey it as it is to the letter, it's not an unworkable, constitution. That I have heard that point of view.
Excuse me. You can't build something
On nothing.
on fraud
Okay.
and expect excellence out of it.
Okay.
A fraudulent document cannot produce excellent
Because
outcome.
of the lie of we the
Yes.
people that the military inserted into
we
it.
the people. I mean, who are the we?
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 people, maybe lawyers among them, sat in one air-conditioned room, produced documents, put some papers together.
So it's not. So there are those who say, therefore, it's not really an authentic we the people constitution.
It is not. It is not really. It is not.
It is not.
Absolutely not.
Okay, we've got to go on a break now. We'll come back and we'll continue taking your perspectives on this matter. Stay with us, please. President Obasanjo says it's the new dance in town, and people should join.
No, it's a bad way. It's a bad way to dance.
Well, there you go. Stay with us, please. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. And so, a fallout of the, now famous Obasanjo letter, the former president has, continued, as it were, berating the National Assembly and the Federal Character Commission for, as he puts it, failing to check, that is quote, failing to check the excesses of President Muhammadu Buhari in the uneven distribution of public offices, end of quote. At the inauguration yesterday, he led people at the, at some stage, I think at the end of it, he led people in singing a chorus, as it is put here, quote, I see a new Nigeria in the hands of God, unquote. So, well, one nation under God. I don't know where we've been before, if it was not under God, but these are the proposals and the encouragements of former President Obasanjo. It reminds me of a spiritual rebirth, a national spiritual rebirth that has been called for. Now, former President Obasanjo and Doctor of Divinity, Doctor of Divinity Obasanjo.
Remember, during Shagari, there was a minister in charge of national reorientation, late Laji Metama Yusuf. So it's nothing new. But the point is, during the period of Obasanjo's second attempt at governance, so many things happened. They were calling on the National Assembly, yes, right, but let him atone for his sins, because the National Assembly was tampered with severally during his time, to the extent that they could not even operate. Democracy was even tampered with. Many governors were removed undemocratically.
Okay.
Now, if you must tell me that, yes, I must do this, I must do that, when you had the opportunity, what did you do? First of all, you must apologize to the nation that, look, yes, during my own time I goofed, I stepped on toes wrongly, I apologize, then this is the way forward. But to assume that all was well during your own time, and this time around, things are not going the way they should go. I mean, to me, it's self-righteousness.
Well, because that is the position of President Obasanjo.
It's self-righteousness.
And having heard him
severally.
severally.
It's self-righteousness.
At
Because during his own time, we would not have broke that statement from anybody.
Okay, there you go. Sorry, Yakub, for holding you up all this while. Please go ahead now.
Thank you, Shikari.
Thank you, sir.
And then good morning to Dr. Basi.
Thank you. I'm not Basi, I'm Fasi.
Sorry. Mr. Fasi. Sorry, sir. Shikari, you see, to me, Coalition for Nigeria movement, I don't think it can come to play. And then I have reason for that. Until we restructure this country, we are not going to get there. You know why I say so? Tomorrow, for example, now, the next coming election, do you think if any other party pick its candidate from the north, and then the other one decides to pick his own candidate from south or southeast or southwest, do you know, Tivoli, the north is still going to defeat that very particular person? You know why? Obasanjo, former President Obasanjo, he won the election 1999 on basis of compensation of Yoruba land because of the MKO Abiola. If by now, this kind of the time we have now, Obasanjo come out as a president, wants to become a president, he can never. Now we are talking about the coalition of women of Nigeria or whatever. The answer to the question is the restructuring of this country. Former President Jonathan messed it up. You know why I said it? He inaugurated that national conference or whatever, and then they finish, they spend a lot of money, and then they bring out the document, very valid document, except that some certain things need to remove out of that document. For example, creation of more states and all that. If say they send that document to National Assembly, and then the National Assembly pass it to the law and return it back to the good luck Jonathan then. And then he sent it to the law. We could have not found ourselves in this kind of situation, but he made it up the court. He was looking for the second time. He now told Nigerian that when he come back second time, he's going to sign it into law. And then forget it that Nigerian citizens are not be patient enough for him to do that. He to say he signed it into the law, and then we cannot find ourselves into this kind of situation. For now, Rufai had another committee now. He brought another very good document. Now, Rufai in his own document now said that the state should be mad. That one, it cannot also not work. It will not work. They should send that document to the National Assembly. Let National Assembly remove some certain thing out of that document. Let them work out of it and send it back to the president, and then president signing it to the law. We are going to move on because if we are conduct election 10 times in this country as we are now. Nothing now will still defeat anybody come from the south or southwest. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you very much for coming for calling in.
You see, Yori, you see, the foundation of our problems started with census.
Okay.
That's the foundation of our problem. And secondly, by relying on population to determine a number of things, who comes to power and all the rest. Look, in America, even if you win the popular vote, and you're unable to get the states, you still lose. The last election, Hillary Clinton had more votes than Trump. Yet, because of the structure there, because it was envisaged that, look.
Electoral college.
Yes, electoral college. Because it was envisaged that in Nigeria, for example, the North will continue to dictate what we do, the pace of our development, the pace of our democracy, the pace of our technology, the pace of our industrialization, and what have you. Because
of numbers. Yeah,
because everything we do in this country is based on population. When the North is said to be about 70% or 65% of our population, and yet they're not as productive as the 35%, well, what do you have? If you talk about anything going to the National Assembly now, if it's not in favor of the North, it will not see the light of the day. It will not see the light of the day. And presently we have...
presently, how accurate is that? How accurate is that? Is it just by and large, but it's not as if...
Excuse me. The number of local governments, more local governments are in the North, more population in the North, according to the census, according to what we have. So, we have 19 states in the North, including FCT. That's about 20. And we have just 15. Sorry. 16. 6 in the West, 6 is South-South, 5 That is 17. So it means we have more states in the north, we have more local governments in the north, we have more representatives, we have more senators, and we have more local government areas. So most of the things we do in this country are based on this population, states, local government area, and what have you.
But productivity, why?
Productivity-wise, yes, in the south, we doubt the southern part of the country cannot really survive.
Mazi Okoroafo, thank you very much for holding on.
Yeah, good morning, Sayuri. Good morning, our guests in the studio. Honestly, Sayuri, our Nigerian party, that's like past president OBJ and governors and they should leave the corridors of power for the incoming youth. Roaming around the corridor is not healthy for Nigerian democracy. They should copy from Jimmy Carter of U.S., Bush, U.S., Tony Blair. You see, the third force says, I quote and unquote, we spearhead programs to raise Nigeria, Africa, and sub-region. Now, we are aware that Kenya is balling with Odinga. I think they should try this around region, Kenya. Now, for us, they should go there and find solutions today. Now, at least they said sub-Saharan Africa. Now, the coalition said, I said, they mobilize Nigeria for peace, love, security. Now, we have a lot of problems in terms of security affecting us. If all of them gathered there, as we saw on the screen, on your screen, since Monday, all those three, like Benue, name them, they should go there and find that peace between us and security. And at least they have schools. And to let them start, they say charity begins from home. They have schools, secondary school, university. They should reduce their school fees from 1 million at least to 200,000 at least. A common man child will go there. And what is happening now, Mr. Yori and our guests is true. You see, this is a challenge to our youth. Because the National Assembly made mention about the youth, tomorrow is the youth. Now, what is going on right now in Nigeria, I doubt the possibility for youth to come on board. Thank you very much. Have a blessed and fruitful weekend. God bless all of you there.
Mazi, thank you very much. But the points you make, actually, President Obasanjo also made in the sense that in line with your wish or desire, he says, look, we have to include women and youths in this country, and but it probably doesn't affect what you just said in terms of the perception you have of former President Obasanjo.
The point is this: the point being made by former President Obasanjo is noted, but we must, until we are able to de-emphasize money politics, the youth and the women will continue to be excluded.
Yes,
because politics is for the big players in this country. Politics is for the big players in this country. Without money, you cannot play politics. Without money, you cannot mobilize anybody. The youth themselves
yeah, but you don't have to have the money yourself. People could back you. Obasanjo didn't have the money. Obasanjo didn't have the money
because they wanted him there. They thought they could use him. He was not the candidate of the Southwest that they considered the position to. And as somebody said, it was to placate the Southwest. It was to placate the Southwest. Ordinarily, in an election, the Southwest won the presidency of this country. But for what happened to Yaradua, Jonathan would not have been there.
Okay. Musa in Zaria, Kaduna State, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Thank you for calling in.
Good. I'm watching your program right away.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Actually, I just want to create an impression being painted by your guest there. Yes. Each time he talk of North, he keep on portraying the North as a one regional block rather than segregating it clearly into Northeast, Northwest, and North Central. But when it comes to South, he doesn't consider South as a regional block of itself. He always tends to segregate it into three categories: Southwest, Southeast, and South-South. So I wonder, in his analysis, he keep on presenting as if in the whole National Assembly, whatever is being presented, as if the North is one geopolitical zone that whatever is being presented, they will just automatically endorse it and it becomes in favor of the North. I want him in his analysis, let him be objective and segregate it into three different regions. And each don't have its own vested interest. That they will always articulate their own point and take it to table for discussion before issues are actually resolved. So please, in presenting your analysis, please, from henceforth, you should always segregate the North into 3 distinct blocks as it is, Northeast, North Central, and Northwest.
Okay.
Rather, just the way you are presenting South as Southwest, Southeast, and South-South. Thank you greatly.
Thank you very much for calling in, Musa. I don't know if you have any comments.
Yes. When we're talking about North-South, yes, we refer to the North as one entity and the South as one entity. But the point is that, I mean, any student of geography, even primary schools, they know that the North is made up of 3 regions. I mean, 3 geopolitical zones. North Central, Northeast, Northwest. Same thing in the South, Southwest, Southeast, South-South. But we're talking about, taking the country North and South. What I've been saying is that if the North does not support anything, the South cannot have it. And that's my point.
But he's also making the point that the North is not a homogeneous block, and that you can't take it for granted that anything Northern will be agreed by the 3 as...
I'm saying, let us not lose sight of history. It was Lord Lugard who merged the Northern Protectorate and the Southern Protectorate.
Sure. Okay.
And I'm saying that without the support of the North, the South cannot have anything in this country. You cannot become president of this country.
I hear you.
Even if, excuse me.
But do you buy what he is saying?
Of course, I support...
That North you are saying, it's really 3 separate entities.
I know.
Okay.
I know that even if we're talking about linguistic groups, there are more than 200 linguistic groups in the North. And I'm saying that it's just in support of what he said.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, for the purpose of winning an election, for the purpose of changing the constitution, for the purpose of effecting anything, for the purpose of restructuring, we need the support of the North, of the 3 geopolitical zones in the North.
Okay, which he's saying that you didn't say the first time around.
Because
These 3 geopolitical zones.
I cannot say everything.
Okay, all right.
In a 55 minutes program.
Good morning, Samson in Wari.
Good morning, Professor Uncle Yori. And good morning, our guests in the studio, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Uncle Yori, I'm young, and I know you're like my father. If you could check our politics, sir, since your own age, even me as a younger person, less than 4, very close to 40, why is it that our headland, we keep recycling? Since I was young, I don't think we see the rich are getting richer, while the poorer are getting poorer. The middle class, I don't believe in middle class. It's either you are below the average or you are above the average. We keep recycling. The names keep singing. I don't want to mention names. You know them very well. They're in the house there. We serve their father. We are still serving the children. And I know, I don't pray so. We even serve their grandchildren. Even our own children, I even serve them. Because tell me, average youth in Nigeria don't have up 5 million in their account. Go and check it very well. Go and check the statistics. We see all this coalition of Nigeria. I don't see any poor person among them there. Do you have any youth not too young to run? Come and join the group. Somebody said it on the national television that if you don't have money, don't join politics. They're always deceiving you. And since that day, my mind cut off. Because I don't have the money. I cannot have 20 million to get a form. When I know business I can do with 20 million, I make my 5,000 every day. So at the end of the day, sir, we need to check inwards. We are being run by these people, except what happened in Ghana can happen in Nigeria. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning. I don't know. Well, what happened in Ghana has happened in Nigeria now. That is opposition unseated, the sitting party in Ghana. The same thing has happened in Nigeria. Didn't that happen in Ghana and in Nigeria?
You knew what he was saying, but that is treasonable. Let's call it spade. And that's why I'm not a politician, because I don't know how to bend words, how to change words or manipulate words. The point is that it will be difficult until we de-emphasize money politics in this country. Because without money...
Yeah, but where is money? Where is money de-emphasized in politics? Where? Nowhere.
Listen.
It's a big box stake.
The point is, the fault, as said by Shakespeare, is that the fault is in us, everybody. Look at this guy, the middle past president of the United States of America.
Obama.
Obama. It was mass movement
Exactly.
from grassroots.
That is who I had in mind.
But who is ready in this country? During the Unity Party, during the Second Republic, we were contributing money. We had a membership card. 1 naira to 2 naira. But now, if you call anybody who can contribute, me, contribute, you have to give me money. If you want me to attend your rally, you give me money. If you want me to participate in your activities, you give me money.
So we have our own set of circumstances.
The whole thing is monetized until we have a change of attitude, a reorientation, a national rebirth. This country will not know any progress.
You see, this reorientation,
yes.
We can, as you know, do it as a subject. What does reorientation mean? Reorientation to who? A reorientation into the American system or into our own way? An indigenous democracy that everybody can subscribe to.
I think that was why people voted for Buhari. They thought we would be able to reenact the December 1983 to July, August 1985. But unfortunately, it's failing us.
Okay. Maxwell in Temagana, good morning. You're a last caller. And I think I managed to lose you.
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
You've lost him.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So,
yes,
Obama that you mentioned, as you are well aware, he went and started way back. He didn't wake up overnight.
He was a community mobilizer.
Yes.
In Chicago.
I think even before becoming a senator.
Yes.
Yes.
No. When he was working in the law firm, he was recruited by the wife. He was working in the law firm. He had a vision. And started community mobilization. And that was it. Donate 10 cents, 50 cents, $1.
And it took time.
Yes.
How
many times? Within 5 years or 8 years, he became a senator.
And then
from
later
there,
on,
he was a one-term senator, and then from there became the president. And people thought that was something that could not happen in America, but it happened. So we can try the same thing in this country.
Exactly.
Where people listen, but unfortunately, nobody's ready to make any sacrifice in this country.
Well, we are very, very prayerful people, and don't forget that.
Excuse me, I don't believe in too much prayer. Prayer will never lead us anywhere.
Hey, but
action.
But Doctor of Divinity Obasanjo,
a doctor of prayers, doctor of theology,
has said that I see a new Nigeria in the hands of God.
Maybe it's another Joseph.
Quote,
Maybe it's
quote
another
unquote,
Joseph.
I see a new Nigeria in the hands of God. So apparently, maybe that aspect of it has not been sufficiently emphasized. Keep on doing all the politics, but apparently Obasanjo now says that in the hands of God.
I'm saying that this is a country of religion, but of less spirituality. And that will never take us to anywhere.
Okay.
Nations are not built on prayers, but on hard work, on patriotism, and on people being sincere, being transparent. We're talking about probity, accountability, and transparency. No matter the prayer, no matter the fasting, even if you like white fasting, dry fasting, yellow fasting, it will lead you to nowhere. Okay,
we're going to have to leave it here. Former President Obasanjo says, women, the youth and women must be an integral part and parcel of governance in this country.
We've always used them. They've always used them.
Yeah, but he wants more, no doubt.
How? No. They should be used positively now, not negatively. Not the way they were being used in the past. They will use them and dump them.
Okay.
You take women to the rally, you take youth to the rally. At the end of the day, when you get there, you forget about them.
Thank you very much, Chief Dr. Fassi Yusuf. We're going to have to leave this out.
No, that's not the way to spend my weekend.
Well, hope you have a great weekend in spite of this. No. I see that because this is, one finds that when you talk about these kind of things, and especially about OBJ, somehow you either love him or you hate him, but you can't be unaffected by him.
You cannot ignore him.
No, you cannot ignore him. Thank you very much for, staying with us on the program. Hope you have a great weekend. Join us on Monday for a fresh edition. I am Yori Folari. Bye-bye for now.
It's up to us, all of us. The safety of our communities is in our hands. The police need our help and support. Boko Haram threatens our lives, our future, our country. But Nigeria belongs to us. God has blessed us with this rich land. Let us protect her as we protect each other. Report